We're in today with the GTS 450. This is a 2010 video card with 192 shaders. It's got 1 gig of VRAM GDDR5, 783 MHz on the core clock and 902 MHz on the memory clock. 128 bits bus width, DirectX 11, and today I have two of them enabled in SLI. We're gonna pair this up with the E5 2699 V4 with 22 cores and 22 threads with hyperthreading disabled. I think this is a very interesting SLI combination and we need to jump in a couple of games and see how it holds. Let's go. Okay, let's start with GTA 5. I'm on 720p. I got full frame scale. There is no problem here. DirectX 10 with normal details, you know. Why I put it like this? Because I want the GPU to push as many FPS as possible. In this situation, you can actually see one core on the second video card is 99% and the first core, the first video card is 41%. I don't know, maybe the driver is bad because I tried to put a newer driver and it keeps giving me an error and I don't want to force it, and I found 388 with Windows Update and maybe that's the problem, but the driver is not the problem considering I got maximum VRAM. You know, look at this, 22 FPS on us. Yeah, it's not okay, you know. So I think GTA 5 apparently it's not cutting it, seriously. You know that 1 gig of VRAM is not enough in this situation, you know. You need at least 1.5 or something like that. But yeah, definitely in this situation I got VRAM problems. You can actually see the second one is 1700 on the frequency on the memory, 800 megabytes of VRAM utilization, 767 on the core of the video card on the first one and 90% load on the second one. Glitches. Damn. SLI problem. Okay, let's take a look and see what we can do here. We have to adjust it. This one. Holy shit, they're not linked together. See? MS after. What the f was that? I had to manually adjust the what? Okay, so let's start over because apparently I had a misunderstanding here with the video cards. I was like, what the heck is going on? All right, so I got normal details, 1080p, and VSync off. Advanced graphics, frame scale, it's off. All right, so 1080p with this, apparently with normal details is doing a fantastic job. I got 887 megabytes of VRAM utilization, 97% load on the cores, 50 on the grids, 47 on the second one, you know, because the first one is always getting the airflow, so that's why the first is going to be just a little hotter than the second one that is on the bottom that has more airflow. In this situation, you can see with 1080p with normal details without any upscale modification, it's okay. I got scared for a second. What the heck is going on? Plus, look at the wattage now, 337. Before I barely had any wattage consumption because the second video card was not even turned on. Seriously, what the heck is going on? I actually thought I had a problem because, you know, with the moment I seen the video card there with the clock 50 megahertz, oh no. I have a couple of video cards that are blocked, you know, the core frequency, the memory frequency, they're all locked and that's it. And I think there is something wrong, either change the BGA chip or something bad on the video card, but I'm not that good enough to actually repair it, you know. So in this situation I was like, already no, another one bites the dust. Adjusting the video card in MS Afterburner, apparently it's working. I tried to enter Batman to see how it's going, but look at this. What the heck is going on? For maximum details, it's GTS 450, you know. I tested with 8-9 series video card. What the heck is going on here? Look at that, 1 frame 6 1000 ms. I think arrangement there with physics, you know. Maybe I put it in the wrong video card, you know. Who knows? Maybe I don't know. I have to go and check it out and see what's going on. But definitely something's wrong here. You see how volatile the VRAM is? Holy smoke! All right, let's fix this. We cannot put it on the CPU side. Let's put it on the physics on the second one. Yeah, I remember I tried this and I put by mistake, I put CPU on physics, you know, and I had problems like this, and I moved this on the second card instead of auto. The moment you keep it on auto, sometimes it's put it to the CPU and it's pissing me off, and I didn't know that. And when it comes to physics and NVIDIA with smokes and stuff like that, it needs to be on an NVIDIA video card. So this game, the physics needs to be on the GPU. Third time the charm. Put the memory clock perfectly, now 50 megahertz more. frequency on the core is good, 40-50% load on the core of the video card, but the problem is not there, is the memory amount that is being utilized here. You can actually see that I got 50-60 FPS, and with a video card like this on maximum details, so come on, it's not that bad, you know. Considering I have 1 gig of VRAM, this is not that bad, seriously. It's good to see this type of video cards working like this, you know. So let's face it, back in the days, this 1080p was not the ideal resolution. It was like 900p or 720p or something like that, you know. So I will say this is an over exaggeration, this resolution. But if we're jumping in Black Ops here with this system, with this SLI configuration on maximum details 1080p, you can actually see I got limitation here with VRAM. I think I have to swap it to medium details or at least low details. Oh my god, the spikes is real. All right, let's stop here because apparently it's not playable. Maximum VRAM achieved with maximum details. Not okay. Whoa, whoa. Oh, now the core is on maximum load, but only 450 megabytes of VRAM utilized here. So in this case, you can actually see that sometimes it's reaching 200 FPS on average. No problem here with the video card. There's no problem with the VRAM. The only thing you will see the limitation is going to be on the core side, but that's normal because it's giving me the maximum FPS in this case, you know. So after playing a little, 500 megabytes of VRAM is still steady here, but the core it's still on maximum. But the temperature is still good, 51, 52. But the fan on this video card is at maximum. There is no denying, you know. But the majority of the time, I put the video card on maximum because maximum fan because I want the good temperature to be on the video card. I don't want to stress it. Plus, this is a Fermi video card, and if I heat it up once, then it will be done. You know, it will be cooked, and I cannot reverse it. But if we're jumping in S.T.A.L.K.E.R with this setup, with this SLI, you can actually see the cores are maxed out. I got 300 and nearly 20 watts consumption from this computer with 52 and 47 degrees on the video cards. Fantastic. The VRAM is not utilized. So I got here the maximum light, the maximum quality, 1080p, everything is put here on maximum in order to see how the GPU is performing. Look at it. I look at the sky, I look at the trees, and it looks gorgeous, you know. I see from this that the game is on maximum quality, and I don't want to push back because I know the video card is designed for a game like this, you know. And in this case, I want to benefit from it, and that's why I put it on maximum details. In this case, the quality is good, the performance is good. I mean, yeah, it's maximum load on the core, but that's how it's supposed to be, you know. 60 FPS on average, 15 ms. So the GPU and the system is doing the job. By the way, on the system side, I got 6.1 gig of system RAM being utilized here, and the CPU on the other hand, it's only on 20% load. This is gonna be very interesting because I have maximum details here with 1080p, and I don't have playable FPS. I don't want this, you know, but I just wanted to show you how it's working with full details, you know. 310 watts consumption, core maxed out, the VRAM is maxed out. So from the core I got even lower FPS. Let's see, in the bumper the camera apparently gives me nearly 30 FPS. On the hood, 28, still the same. In the car, apparently, I got lower FPS than outside. The moment it shows me some details on the screen, it's lower FPS. There is a difference on the performance based on the camera view. No, I didn't know that. The only thing I'm curious now is to see if I can go in graphics and as a preset, choose preset, ultra low. I'm just curious. I got maximum core load, 984 megabytes of VRAM, but look at the FPS. Now this is what I call performance. See, overall the performance is great, you know. I like it. If I want to play a game like this, definitely I need to adjust the quality in such a way I get 200 FPS, but the wattage is still the same. Here the game, it's not being influenced by the FPS or the quality, because majority of the time when I was playing, I remember I had 200 FPS, I had high wattage consumption, and when I was 60 FPS with more details, it was lower on the wattage, but here it's constant. But if we're jumping in Metro with this setup with 1080p, DirectX 9, low details, but in some cases it's normal details, normal anti-aliasing and stuff like that, but the quality says on low, and it doesn't look like low. I know this video card, it's not powerful, Hence why I put it like this, because I want to see how much I'm consuming, how the GPU is holding, and how many FPS I can get, because majority of the time I will get low details with the video card like this. I like the performance here, I like how it looks, I like how it's performing, you know, if the quality is great, the temperature is great. So here there is no problem on actually utilizing a video card like this. Even on low details the quality is good, you know. So I like this, seriously, I like how it's performing. In some cases you see that the FPS is around 160, 6.9, 6.8 ms. That's actually fantastic, not a lot of stutter. Overall performance is great, you know. So the settings that you choose, it's very important in this case, because majority of the time you will end up with normal details in order to maintain that steadiness, you know, in the game. But if we're jumping in Mad Max with 1080p and normal details, I mean low details, you can actually see I got 343 watts consumption from this configuration. Apparently the game managed to max out the core, the VRAM, the CPU. I don't know what's going on here, but apparently based on the wattage, I think even the CPU is starting to be utilized. I got 39 degrees on the CPU side, and the moment I see 40 degrees on the CPU, I think, yeah, it's being utilized in order to get this performance. But I got 6.5 gig of system RAM. That means the system is doing okay-ish, and the quality, it's okay, you know. You can actually see that there is no bugs here, and I'm guessing if you go outside it will be influence, you know, the performance. But I just wanted a steady FPS in order to see how it looks, you know. Look at, oh, the quality is so good with low details. Okay, so with VSync on, I get 90% on the core of the video card. Yes, 919 megabytes of VRAM, but it's stabilizing the video card's performance. 70 in some cases. You actually see the load on the video card, it's lower now. I think that if you move around, see 90, when it's using the video card, you get 87, 90% load on the core of the video card. In some cases it drops below 70, 60, and that's actually fantastic, because look at this, now I got 309 watts consumption. Apparently it's helping the SLI setup, so it's an, how should I say, a secondary best option for your SLI, just in case you don't want 70, 90 FPS and you can play the game with 60 FPS. So there is that option, just in case you are interested. In some games, even low details with 1080p, it's too much. You can actually see here with this game, the SLI is nearly buggy. You can actually see some artifacts and squares and stuff like that instead of actually having details. I think on maximum details will be much better. 730 megabytes of VRAM utilization. It's not utilizing the VRAM too much, but the cores are maxed out, and in this case you can see that it's working, you know, 70 FPS, but not the best performance in my case from the core of the video card. The SLI in this situation is doing the job. It's scaling properly, but in some cases you need low resolution so you can distress the core. Doesn't have any problems, you know, the CPU, the system itself doesn't care about it. But to remember, this is low details on 1080p, and I got 338 watts consumption sometimes in this situation, and barely holds 60 FPS. But yeah, depending on your needs, I will not play this game with 1080p like this. I will put it maybe 900p and try to use like previous VSync and try to make 60 FPS a steady, because this is a story mode, so I want a steady FPS and steady MS. In this case you can see that the stutter, look, the graph was that. One thing that I never thought I will see is that this icon here, whenever I'm using SLI or stuff like that, this icon allows me to, whenever I'm changing one fan, it changes the fan for all of them. Whenever I'm changing one core, it changes the core for everyone. Never thought that in this situation the GTS 450 will have to be manually adjusted one by one, even with that icon. I think maybe the drivers is influencing, but this is the only one that I managed to install. If I wanted to put 391, I cannot. It says fail, error, I don't know. I tried 2-3 times and I say, you know what, I quit. In this case, I let Windows update. It gave me the control panel, puts SLI option. Thank you, let's move on. I like this idea of the GTS 450 in SLI. You managed to see today that I'm on Windows 10. This is a fantastic option because last time I was testing the video card, I had Windows 7 and X8 on the secondary video card, but today I managed to have X16. So somebody asked me why you don't play it with a proper mainboard because you lose FPS or you lose performance. Today I managed to do that. Today I managed to utilize the GPUs properly with dual X16. I like this performance that I had today. I like this idea of GTS 450 in SLI, and if you have any question in the future for this setup, leave a comment and I'll see you very soon.